What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle, and you are seeing correctly. This is 3 videos in 3 days, and I guess Valhalla finally froze over. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know where that came from. I'm in the midst of a workout right now, so I'm all sweaty and messed up. I did bench with bands. I forget what exactly I did with that, but it was 265 for like 4 sets of 3. So it was just with bands. I wrapped it around my bench, and it was heavier at the top, and it was 265 at the bottom. I don't know how much the bands had, and then the squats are what's really killing me. I did 70% of my 1 rep max. 1 rep max right now is set at 500, and so I did 350. I'm halfway through the workout right now. The reps it was 6 sets total, so it was 3, 5, 7 for the first half, and then it goes back down and climbs back up. It's 4, 6, 8 for the reps. So I just finished the set of 7. It was pretty tough. That set of 8, when I get to the very end, is going to be really grueling. But that's not what we're talking about today. I wanted to take a brief moment to talk about something I noticed. It's kind of primarily all over the fitness industry. I see it a lot in vegans, but it's not specific to vegans. That's just the people that I primarily see, I guess. But that is that a lot of people have a really difficult time progressing as athletes, and if you're an aesthetic athlete, so a strength athlete would be a it would be a powerlifter, strongman competitor, weightlifting. You throw CrossFit in there. Those would be strength athletes. So demonstrating themselves in some form of strength would be for weightlifting, powerlifting. That would be 1 rep max strength. For strongman, that would be like really crazy weights carried or lifted somehow. And then for CrossFit, that would be kind of lighter weights compared to those other sports for a lot of reps and a lot of different types of events. And so bodybuilding would be in kind of a class of its own. It would be an aesthetic sport. They're being based on what they look like, how much muscle they've built, and that kind of thing. But kind of going with both of those, one thing that I notice is that a lot of people will stay the same. They'll reach a certain level, and their goal is to do 12 weeks or 6 months or something like that, and they get to a certain amount of leanness, and their goal is to show off their abs and show off this work they've done. And then for the internet purposes and Facebook and Instagram and Flex Friday kind of things, that's all great. They kind of are able to show themselves off, and that's really where they shine. But the problem with that is when those people decide that they're going to go into bodybuilding or something like that, and everyone's encouraging them, like, you look amazing, you should go do bodybuilding. And then they go and do bodybuilding, but they show up and they look like pipsqueaks next to real bodybuilders that have spent the years putting in time under the barbell, lifting, doing lots of volume, increasing their muscular size for a specific sport. So the goal of bodybuilding is not to look good on Friday for a picture. So oftentimes those people, the successful competitors at least, year in and year out will come back looking better, making steady progress, steady plodding. And one of the main reasons that they are able to do that is because they are not dedicated to looking like an Instagram model every Friday. They're okay losing their abs, getting a little bit bigger. The caloric surplus that they spend time in for a good portion of time allows them to produce a lot more muscular gains than if they spent all of their time trying to be lean, trying to be this like sub 10% body fat level so that they can look good for their Friday pictures and so that they can look good on the beach. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think all of us want to look good. I want to look good. I want to have a certain appearance, but my ideal appearance is not necessarily the same as everyone else's. One of the things that I've kind of found is that when I'm trying to be really lean, you know, people don't like look at me and think, oh, well, that guy's a lifter, you know, because I'm so lean, I'm small when I'm in clothes. So, you know, not that I ever really get super lean. Not that I couldn't, but it wouldn't, it's not an objective of mine. I'm not interested in doing that. So, but you know, if I were a bodybuilder, I probably would train, eat, and do everything that I currently do very much like I already do now. The only difference would be is that, you know, I probably wouldn't pick out a competition every year. I'd probably pick out a competition every other year. And, you know, based on that, I would probably spend around 18 months or so in a higher caloric surplus, putting on muscle, 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 muscle. The whole objective, the whole goal would be to spend as much time as I could in that 10 to 15% body fat range. And then, you know, you're probably going to have times where you need to drop back down a little bit because you don't want to get too fat. And going too much above 15% body fat really isn't going to be quite as effective. You're not going to see quite as much progress that way. But when you kind of are able to do that, then you have that 6-month period where you can actually focus on slow cutting so that you're not dipping into the muscular gains that you made. So that would be a very important task. And if you're interested in principles of bodybuilding, I actually have a video series that I recorded about a year ago, and it kind of walks you through a variety of different principles that are based on levels of importance, starting with calorie intake and going all the way down to, you know, everything else. How important is what types of food you're eating and that kind of thing. So, you know, I believe it is Principles of Bodybuilding or something like that, or Dieting Principles for Bodybuilding. And it's also was posted at the Plant Built website. You can check out plantbuilt.com, and it's under the same name, Principles of Bodybuilding, or Principles of Dieting for Bodybuilding, or something like that, by me, Justin Morgan. So you guys can check that out if you're interested. That's it. You guys take it easy. Keep making those strength and muscular gains, and take some time to actually put on a little weight if you've never done that before and you're struggling. If you're really happy with the way you look and you're really not interested in growing muscle, you just kind of want to look leanish, you know, you can disregard everything you just heard in that video. You guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you next time.